This is the Amazon 1-month overview reading for November 2022. It's currently October 10th, 2022, 10:08 p.m. Eastern Time. So the overall theme and behavior, we have a crest that we sell from down to and through a support level. We do a U-shaped reversal below that support level and come back and reuse it as support. It's crossed with a critical price level, a critical resistance level, and this is critical on the scale of at least a 1-month chart, but more likely a year-to-date chart even. There's a point at which I'm advised to open up some protection, and there's a cash out opportunity. It looks like towards the end of the month we also have a male leader, or very likely a water sign around the 25th through the 29th there, a male leader who speaks, and what he's talking about, there's intentional deception there. I'm advised not to believe what's being spoken there. Before we get into the details of the highs and the lows and all that stuff, let's take a look at the September reading, see how we did. So we've got September starts here. Oh, why didn't that work? Starts here, right? Ends here. So we weren't able to determine a high. There was chances of it being around the 9th or the 14th, but we weren't really able to determine that. We're able to distinguish a month's low on the 23rd, and let's see. That, my friends, is the 23rd right there, so we nailed that. As far as a month's high, that's the 12th, so we weren't far off. I mean, we didn't have anything really indicating it, but I'm sure that I must have mentioned something along the lines of the 9th through the 14th. There's probably a high there, and that's exactly what happened. So this was really on the ball, guys. And then we came back at the end of the month. There was like a new local high, if you will, right there, and then we fall back again. That's looking pretty solid. In any case, so Amazon, the behavior around the high, we have a merger or an acquisition of some kind, or possibly an agreement between two leaders that's highlighted around the high. We usually see some sort of holding pattern there. Behavior around the low, there's going to be quite a bit of volatility, marking an opportunity to position oneself to play both sides of the market. Looks like we have a prominent trough on the first. There's a sharp decline, and maybe more than just Amazon, but like more of a market-wide decline on the first. On the second, there's 3 pokes through the same price level. On the third poke, we take a move south. There's a notable decline off of that third poke. That's a notable decline on a 1-day chart, at least. No, on a multi-day chart, I should say, on a 1-month chart. There's a swing trade opportunity there as well. There's a swing trade opportunity involving a critical price level, a critical resistance level on a 1-day chart that we see volume and volatility kind of flatten out there. On the third, we have, also before we get there, on the second, that critical price level is highlighted there on the second, and also on the fourth. So likely we failed to break through it there on the second, and then on the third, we have a prominent crest or high there on the third for the month. There's a bit of volatility and a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of that period of volatility. But on the fourth, and there's also a swing trade opportunity involving a decline to. There's a swing trade opportunity involving a new support level. So we reach a new support, like a higher support level, and there's a trade opportunity there, a cash out opportunity or a roll opportunity. On the fourth, we have a decline that marks an opportunity to open up a long position. Like I said, we have the critical price level that's foretold of by the truce card here. It correlates to the fourth as well. So we likely break down through that price level again, or something along those lines. But then we have on the 7th, On the 7th, we have Congress highlighted, either that or there's a move higher followed by a full retracement or some sort of like holding pattern with a big jump when things start to move. On the 8th, we have what's most likely a high for the month. If it's not the 4th, it's most likely a high for the month. There's multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance. And eventually there's a breakout there on a multi-day chart to reach the high. Let me back up real quick. There's a couple swing trade opportunities I left out. So on the 4th, we have two swing trade opportunities, one involving a reversal on a one-day chart would be very significant to stand out. The other swing trade opportunity involving a critical resistance level where volume and volatility flatten out. On the 7th, the swing trade opportunity involves a support level on a one-day chart. It involves a decline and a significant support level that as a swing trade opportunity. On the 8th, there's another swing trade opportunity. There's another swing trade opportunity, and it involves a support level, a new support level. So it looks like we create a higher support level on the 8th. And then on the 9th, multiple headwinds push Amazon lower. There's another swing trade opportunity in there, a new support level, but we break down through support to reach a significant support level at a lower level. And then on the 10th, we have more decline. So there's crest energy all through the 8th through the 10th. My sense is that the 8th is really where the crest is, but it could be anywhere from like the 8th to the 10th, or and then there's the 4th as well. So if it's not the 4th, then it's most likely the 8th, but somewhere around the 8th to the 10th. In any case, there's two swing trade opportunities there on the 10th. One involving a rally along a diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance on a one-day chart, meeting secondary resistance, and then pulling back to somewhere between those two price levels. And the other swing trade opportunity involves a notable breakdown on a one-day chart to reach a support level that's considered a significant support level, at least on a one-day chart, but most likely on a multi-day chart. On the 11th, there's a notable move higher. It'll stand out on a one-month chart. On the 14th, excuse me, we may have a notable drop there from the 10th to the 11th, and then out of that gap down, and then we move higher on the 11th from a much lower point. And then on the 14th, looks like that critical price level is highlighted again on the 14th and the 15th. Yeah, it's highlighted on the 14th and the 15th. On the 14th, we have a notable move higher out of oversold territory. Either that or there's like a previous gap down that we're filling. There's a swing trade opportunity involving a critical price level on a one-day chart at least, but in the case of the correlation there, I think probably on a one-month chart. On the 15th, we have a notable decline marking an opportunity to open up a long position. I feel like it's a short-term long position, like the following day on the 16th, we probably gap up. There's two swing trade opportunities on the 15th, one involving a critical price level on a multi-day chart, the other one involving a critical reversal, something that'll stand out on a one-day chart, a notable reversal there. On the 16th, we have bullish sideways fluctuations with a bullish trend that precedes a decline, and then the following day it looks like we have a notable drop to reach a month's low, or a prominent trough, I should say, for the month. On the 18th, we rally higher. On the 21st, there's a decline through multiple support levels. There's also a swing trade opportunity involved in a critical support level at like a lower critical support level that's formed. On the 22nd, there's 3 crisscrosses through the same price level, confirming a bullish trend. However, at the end of the day, or early on in the day on the 22nd, I'm advised to open up some protection. And there's 3 crisscrosses through the same price level, confirming the bullish trend on the 22nd. However, that bullish trend probably doesn't last. The following day, we have a notable drop, bearish price swings, and a big drop there, right before Thanksgiving. And then we have Thanksgiving off. Obviously, on the 25th, we have the half day. Looks like that's where there's a male leader highlighted, a male water sign, most likely. And that's where there's most likely the month's lows, the 25th, possibly the 28th. But this is very likely where the month's low is, the 25th to the 28th. On the 25th, we have a decline that ends with a fast sudden move to the upside. On the 28th, there's a crest. So, okay, so I think what happens is we have more decline into the 28th, but that trend sort of cools off early in the day on the 28th. So maybe like a gap down, but there's a over the weekend, and there's like a cooling of that downtrend. And we make like a new local high there, so not the high for the month, but like we come out of a low and make a new peak there on the 28th. There's a lot of price movement there on the 28th and on the 29th, like between the two. So at the end of the 28th and early on the 29th, sharp decline through multiple, sharp decline that increases with momentum moving forward in time. On a 1 month chart, there's a sharp decline like that on the 29th, increasing into the 30th. Looks like we revisit past problems, and there's a support level, a critical support level that we broke through once before that recently, that we break down through again. And I think I left out a couple of swing trade opportunities there. On the 23rd, swing trade opportunity involving a rally higher along a diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance on a 1-day chart, meeting secondary resistance, and then pulling back to somewhere between those two. That's on the scale of a 1-day chart, because remember, on a 1 month chart, there's a big drop there. Swing trade opportunity on the 28th involving new support. Looks like a higher support level. And then on the 28th, another swing trade opportunity involving a critical resistance level that's volume and volatility kind of flatten out at. There's the same high that we had in for the month of November in December. Either that or it's a higher high. Most likely it's a higher high in November than we had in December than we had in November. But there's a lot of movement to the upside in in December. And with that said, guys, that's the Amazon 1 month overview reading for November with a little bit of review of the September one. We nailed that one. And hopefully you made some money on that, guys. Just remember to keep this channel rolling. We really need your support. So when you make that money, make sure you're following that rule of karma. You pay a little bit of that forward, a little bit of that backwards, and then like the other 90%, just make sure you spend it out of love. As long as you follow those rules, the universe is going to send it back to you tenfold in all directions, my friends. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one.